as the clock slowly ticks, tick tock, towards 4 o'clock. And the New York Giants, of course, trying their damnedest to get a deal done with Daniel Jones right now, while Saquon Barkley's Giant career and future hangs in the balance, while the rest of the NFL wonders, is Lamar Jackson going to be tagged today unexclusively or exclusively? What is Aaron Rodgers doing? The World Baseball, no one cares. And there's a real problem between two guys that work on the same show at this radio station. There's lots cooking. We'll get to all of it. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
You know I have no problem with you.
No, you and I are good.
Oh, okay, good.
I can't speak for Tiki and Tierney. I can't speak for Boomer and Greg. I can't speak for Tommy and Big Mac, but I know you and I are good.
Happy Tag Day, pal.
You know why we're good?
Why?
Because we communicate.
We do. We talk every day.
We communicate on and off the air and have mutual respect for one another.
I love my favorite communications that we do is when I sit in your office getting a massage and we just look at each other.
Yeah.
Yes, you never talk. We just look at each other. We smile.
Silent communication.
I love silent communication.
The best kind. All right, so here we are. We all know the deal. Today's the day, D-Day, in a lot of ways, for the New York Giants' short-term future. Saquon Barkley, of course, said no during the bye week this past year to a multi-year extension, averaging, as the reports go, just over $12 million. We have now seen the Vegas Raiders tag the best running back in football statistically this past year in Josh Jacobs. Yeah. So he gets just over $10 million. We have seen the Dallas Cowboys tag Tony Pollard, again, just over $10 million. The New York Giants are feverishly, as the reports go, trying to get a deal done, and again, according to reports, meaning someone's got loose lips either on the Asian side or the Giant side. The Giants have kind of dug their heels in now, having come up significantly from what their initial offer was for Daniel Jones, and all this plays out real time over the next 1 hour and 56 minutes. And depending on what they do or don't do with Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley falls in or becomes an unrestricted free agent.
That's why this deadline at 4 o'clock, even though it's all about Daniel Jones, to me is really all about Saquon Barkley.
I agree, too. And I was talking to, as you know, to Plaxico Burress this morning about it, and he goes, if they don't bring Saquon back, you're going to rue the day you gave Daniel Jones the type of money they're talking about.
Well, and it's also going to create this pressure on Daniel Jones that he's already going to have going into next year because of the salary, because of the negotiations, because it's just raised expectations coming off of last year. And if signing him either to a tag or to a contract down the road causes you directly to lose Saquon Barkley, which it may, that adds the pressure. And that's why, look, Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback of the Giants next year. Don't let anybody confuse you. He's going to be the quarterback of the New York Giants next year, whether it's on a long-term deal or it's playing on the tag. I'll say it again so you understand. He's going to be the quarterback of the New York Giants. But over the next hour and 55 minutes, we're going to find out more about Saquon Barkley's future than Daniel Jones. Because if they have to tag Jones, which means Saquon Barkley is going to enter unrestricted free agency without guys like Pollard and Jacobs on the market,
he becomes the go-to offensive player. Outside of, Rodgers isn't a free agent, but you get the point.
He becomes a guy that I think it's more likelier than not you're going to lose. And that sucks, especially for an offense that needed to add more pieces around Daniel Jones. So obviously, you're motivated to get a contract done anyway, but you should be even more motivated to get a contract done because applying the tag on Saquon ensures that Jones and Barkley at the minimum are back.
Yeah.
If you've got to tag Jones, there's a real good chance Saquon's playing elsewhere.
Yeah. Geno Smith gets a 3-year contract for $105 million, $50 million up front. That's the guaranteed part of it. So you could just start doing the math on that deal. Obviously, we know the Derek Carr deal now in New Orleans. But it's fascinating to me because Danny Jones signing or not signing, being tagged or not being tagged, has an immediate impact on your best player.
Yes.
And don't get it twisted. Saquon Barkley is the Giants' best player. Now, we could argue day and night, that you don't need a stud running back to win. Okay, that's fine. I accept that. But right now in the moment, Saquon Barkley is your best player. Saquon Barkley represented more than half your offense this past year.
Let me ask you a question that kind of proves your point that I happen to agree with, by the way. I get we live in a world in which we're devaluing running backs. Totally understand that.
Yeah.
If Saquon Barkley wasn't on the New York Giants last year, how many wins do they have?
5?
Maybe? Yeah, I think. No, that's the point. Like, Saquon Barkley rushed for 10 touchdowns last year. Saquon Barkley caught 57 balls, but I think was tied for the team lead in receptions. Saquon Barkley rushed for 1,300 yards. In an offense that wasn't all that good. Let's be perfectly honest. If you don't have Saquon Barkley on last year's Giants, I think your estimate's right. They won 9 games with him. Yeah. They're probably a 4 or 5 win team without him.
Especially because all the one-score games they won.
No doubt.
Yep.
So he's really, really important. And losing him, which is absolutely on the table right now, if they have to tag Daniel Jones, not only puts you in a spot where you needed to add more weapons anyway, but now you got to go replace a guy who rushed for 1,300 yards.
Now, they can keep both. That is on the table. You can be extraordinarily creative in how you do deals with, upfront signing bonuses. But the only way to do it, if you wind up tagging Daniel Jones, first off, it would be the non-exclusive tag because the Giants would be glad to give him the $32 million and change. And if another team was dumb enough to offer them 2 first-round picks, they would take it in a minute, in my opinion. And then you'd have to be really creative, obviously, with how you do a deal for Saquon. It's not easy, and it really makes them, cap poor when it goes to trying to acquire a free agent or two, and obviously the guys you have to sign in the draft. But the best avenue for the New York Giants is you get the deal done, the 4 or 5 year, whatever it is, contract extension with Daniel Jones, and you tag Saquon Barkley.
Just to give you an example.
That's the best way to go.
To give you an example of why it's so important to get a deal done today, and let's not get lost on how much money he's making per year. It means nothing. I read earlier this morning Derek Carr's salary cap figure for this season. And I saw it and I said, this is why you sign guys to long-term deals. His cap number this year is going to be like $7.7 million.
Because he got the bonus.
Because you can manipulate this. So getting Jones done to a long-term deal, even if it's a $40 million per year deal. First of all, it also matters how much is guaranteed. Like Geno Smith's contract, I think he's got like $40 million that he can earn in incentives. Like it's not
he's guaranteed $50 million.
Right.
Period. Stop. That's what he's guaranteed, and he gets it all up front.
And then he can earn another $40 million in incentives, which you love if you're Seattle, because you're basically saying, go do it again. Right. Now, if you're the Giants, you'd love that too. But if you can sign him to a long-term deal between now and 4 o'clock, there's a chance you're looking at a cap number of like $8.5 million.
Right.
And then you tag Saquon, you'll work out a long-term deal with him where you could have a cap number of like $4 million. And now Joe Schoen can go to work improving this roster. So it's important for them to figure things out in the next 2 hours, but don't get it twisted. No matter what happens in the next 2 hours, your quarterback opening day is going to be Daniel Jones.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how.
Well, not just that. It's more a question of who's standing 4 yards behind him.
Yeah.
That's the key because, and I agree, you do not build teams around running backs anymore. That's dead and gone. But you cannot diminish what Saquon Barkley meant to this team, a team that did defy the odds in getting to the playoffs and winning a road playoff game. And why you wouldn't want to run that back is fascinating to me. And that's why sometimes, what's your line? Penny, pound smart, penny foolish, penny smart, pound foolish, whatever it is. Like you missed the forest for the trees a little bit. In his attempt, or his agent's attempt, to squeeze every nickel out of the New York Giants, Daniel Jones might be committing career suicide. Because if Daniel Jones takes all the money and assigns whatever the deal is to come back, and that precludes the Giants from bringing Saquon Barkley back, and we recognize there's no one at Saquon's talent level that would be available to replace, I don't care what position he plays, to replace the productivity that you just talked about, it's going to be harder for Daniel Jones to even have the year he just had, which, let's be honest, was a good year for him, but not a great year by any stretch.
If he puts up those numbers the next 3 years,
Giant fans will boom out of the stadium.
You'll be pissed.
Yep.
Yeah, the bar changes. You're paying Daniel Jones for what you expect is going to be improvement. And what bothers me, and this happens in all walks of life, but it's continuing now, is that it's smart for everybody to work out a long-term deal. It benefits everybody for there to be a long-term deal. A franchise tag year for Daniel Jones not only sucks for Daniel Jones, it sucks for the New York Giants. Nobody benefits from it other than the competition to the New York Giants.
Well, not only that, what it does for Daniel Jones is it robs him of Saquon Barkley, his security blanket, and it puts him on blast for a year. Because if Daniel Jones doesn't have a demonstratively better year next year than he did this year, he's gone.
Yep.
And then he never makes that kind of money again. And sometimes, I'm telling you, guys get a little too greedy. Like, what's your line? Pigs get slaughtered, man. Like, if you're now going to make $35 to $40 million a year and get $70, $80, $90 million guaranteed, you should also recognize who you are. Like that, there is some self-awareness that comes into play here. Meanwhile, there are reports out there right now that New York Jet team officials are flying out on Woody Johnson's private jet today to go meet Aaron Rodgers face-to-face.
Let's go.
Now, that's just a report. That's according to sources. I did reach out to the Jets today. I have not spoken to them. I did not hear back from them.
You know why
yet.
you didn't hear back from them?
Because they're on a plane?
Because they're busy.
Yeah, but you could tweet, you could text on a plane.
Because they're busy.
And I'll say this. They always get back to me. And today, not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
Jets always get back to Craig Carton.
Yeah.
But today, March 7th, they haven't. Spoiler alert. They haven't.
They have not gotten back to
because
me.
they're talking and recruiting Aaron Rodgers. And remember,
Maybe.
if they're – maybe they are. If they're talking to Aaron Rodgers, that means the Green Bay Packers gave the New York Jets permission.
Yes.
Which is telling us what's going on here. The Packers are done with him.
Is that right? Because
They're
I
done
remember,
with him.
just to be keeping it real here.
Dunzo.
I remember the New York Jets having 3 meetings, 2 of them in public, with Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, I want to make this
Because
clear,
I saw
Craig.
pictures of them eating brajol together.
I get it. Derek Carr was a free agent, okay? So anybody can meet with him.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is under contract with the Packers. The only way Aaron Rodgers can
That's
meet
right.
with teams not named the Packers is for there to be permission.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Right? You're married.
That would also mean the Jets have agreed to whatever the Packers are asking
Well,
for.
yes.
Right?
You're married.
I'm married.
Right?
Go
There's
ahead.
a new suitor who wants to meet your wife because he's
okay.
thinking about marrying her.
Well, let's get that introduction set up right away.
So clearly that means you're okay with your wife leaving you. You're
Well,
okay with it. You're letting
Is
her
he
meet.
wealthy?
Very wealthy.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's right.
So basically,
am I getting a payment to walk away?
you're going to get something. I can't tell you what it is, but you get something.
It'll be something of significance.
Yeah, some decent significance.
Yeah.
So
I go right to Tommy's place. Yeah, he's got that big mansion apartment, and they swing.
So the Green Bay Packers are
Or
letting
hold on,
us
you
swing
ha-
with their wives.
You have a swing, or you guys like to swing?
Like to swing.
Like to swing.
Like to
They got
swing.
the pineapple in the basket. I got you.
So
All right.
we're swinging with Aaron Rodgers. For the Packers to allow that tells you everything you need to know. It's obvious. Just admit it.
Swinging with Aaron Rodgers is kind of like going to the Brady Bunch house and asking Alice out for a date.
Stop.
If that makes sense to anybody
makes
out there.
no sense at
That
all,
doesn't
actually.
make any sense at all?
No.
He's used goods.
Are you kidding?
That's what he is.
I would
Like,
say swinging
you
with
give
Aaron
me-
Rodgers is like swinging with Denise Richards from Wild Things. Your thoughts?
If that were the case, then I'd be on a plane.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever Aaron Rodgers is. I'd meet him in that dopey joint in Oregon.
I think you've got to admit it. And you don't like doing this. You don't like admitting things when
What's
you're
that?
wrong.
What have I been wrong about?
Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet. It's going to happen. They're already meeting with him. It's
They
done.
met with Derek Carr, and he's not a Jet.
It's different.
So I don't care if they're meeting with him. Sign him.
The Packers are allowing Aaron Rodgers to meet with another team.
Okay, how many other
Tell
teams
me
are
why.
meeting him?
Nobody.
How do we know?
I haven't heard any other team meeting
Are
with
the
him.
Raiders meeting with him?
I haven't heard that.
But how do we know?
Because we haven't heard it.
So all of a sudden, I mean, I heard a guy 2 days ago tell me that Derek Carr was leaning towards the Jets.
Yeah, so what?
I mean, I heard that.
That's it. Stop bringing up Derek Carr.
I heard another guy tell
Who
me
cares
that
about Derek
Tom
Carr?
Brady's coming out of retirement to go play for the Dolphins.
Hey, you know what Tom Brady said?
You know what did Tom Brady say?
He said, anyone who thinks I have the time to come back, they have never adopted kittens.
That's my guy.
Is that your guy?
That's my guy right there.
I thought you hate cats.
I do hate cats.
Oh.
I do not understand the concept of cats. I don't think cats should be allowed to be housed in people's homes as pets.
Well, you know who disagrees
I
with
don't
you?
understand it. I'm not saying I don't know what to do with all of them. There's a lot of them. Other than I'd let them all free in New York City to eat all the rats.
That's not a bad idea.
I have no problem with that.
Well,
But having a cat live in your house and go to the bathroom inside your house and be happy about it, I apologize to the cat-loving community out there. I just don't get that
well,
part of
I'll
it.
explain this to you so you
You
understand.
can't pet them. They don't come.
The president of the cat-loving
When asked
community,
to.
the president of the cat-loving community, the
Yeah.
guy who puts Instagram videos out on the daily of his little kitten,
Who's this?
is Tom
Tommy?
Brady.
That's my guy.
So you just have to live with that. You're no longer making fun of me and the rest of the cat
I'm making
community.
fun of Tom Brady?
You're making fun of Tom Brady.
All right.
Go ahead.
I have nothing to say to that. I have nothing to add to it because I'm going to get hate mail, and bad calls, and Twitter complaints right now as well.
Someone will call you bad words.
Well, listen, I get called bad words every day. Like it doesn't bother me.
That's good.
Frankly, there are times I enjoy it because if my opinions on TV or radio make you so emotional that you have to actually take pen to paper and reach out, then I got you beat, right? I win, you lose. That's all.
Winners
and losers. And you keep telling me an 8's better than a 1, right?
I've heard that, yes.
Okay, just checking about that. So, listen, it's exciting for sure.
I'm very excited.
And I think, more so for Giant fans right now in the moment in regards to the deadline today at 4 o'clock, because the Aaron Rodgers thing, there's no deadline, and you can't get a deal done until June 1st officially anyway. But right now, it's really the Giants and Giant fans that have the odds because you are on the clock. The Jets could talk to Aaron Rodgers all they want. They can get a deal done. There's no clock involved. There's no countdown to, now what do we have? There is for the New York Giants, so our focus for a lot of today will be on that as we move closer and closer to 4 o'clock. I will tell you that in addition to that, I do have video. I do have exclusive video of my partner's attempt to deliver on what we talked about on the show yesterday, and that was, could he or could he not make a layup, a free throw, and a three-point shot in 30 seconds or less? I have seen the video. I am going to release the video at 3 o'clock today. That way it doesn't coincide with the Giants and what they're doing.
I am a man of my word. I told you I would make that attempt.
There is a major, major debate, however, in one aspect of the video.
What?
With photographic evidence that will either support a side or go against a certain side. And I'm just going to leave it at that at 3 o'clock. I'll put it out on Twitter, and then we'll watch it together, and we'll discuss the ramifications of said photographic evidence. But I appreciate the fact that you're a man of your word.
I am.
And you went out there and attempted to make a layup, a free throw, and a three-point shot. Okay?
Did I complete?
In under 30 seconds.
Do you think I completed the mission?
I do not.
What?
All right, so here's where we are now. It is now being confirmed by multiple sources that the Jets front office contingent has gone on, as I told you, Woody Johnson's private plane. That's my part of the story, to California to meet with Aaron Rodgers in person per sources. They land soon. The Green Bay Packers have indeed given the Jets permission to speak directly with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Which is why they had no problem with Derek Carr going to New Orleans.
Yep.
Look how happy you are.
Yep.
Look how happy you are.
Yep.
So you got to figure it's Robert Saleh. It's Joe Douglas.
Yep.
There's other guys. I can give you the names that mean nothing to you.
I'll tell you a name that you're forgetting, and how dare you.
Chaim.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett. Yep. Wearing a hat, most likely.
Yep.
Yep. Which you have no problem with if he gets it done.
Yep.
All right. So Aaron Rodgers now officially in play, out in the open with the New York Jets.
And do you think they will tell Aaron Rodgers, hey, Aaron, if you came to New York and you won a Super Bowl, you'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I certainly hope not. I certainly hope
Aaron
not.
would say, already there, pal.
Exactly right. The real question is, do we do a weekly show with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to go on a show that no one listens to.
Right.
Because what's the point of that? Aaron Boone did that, and now he doesn't have a deal. And I feel bad for Aaron because I love him. He's a dear friend. But he made a decision to go to a place where no one listens, and now he has no deal.
Right. Dear friends laughing about him having no deal. What a friend you are.
What a great business deal we made on that one. You can go there. Go ahead. Ain't nobody going to hear you. Big Mac, you know what I'm talking about right there. Look at you. Smile. It's okay to smile once in a while. Huh? With your
I've been
angry,
smiling all
resting
day
bitch
today.
face.
I've been
Have
smiling
you?
all day today. Yesterday I was
Yeah.
frowns. Today all smiles.
Yesterday was frowns. Today's all smiles.
There you go.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll get all your calls coming right up. See what you have to say, Giant fans, if you're a happy Jet fan. While the Giants figure out what to do, Danny Jones and Saquon, the New York Jets land in California today in an attempt to woo Aaron Rodgers face to face. Now it's got legs. Now it's got something.
Oh, now you're coming around. Mister, he's not coming here.
Now
you
it's
Jet
got legs.
fans are suckers.
Yep.
You're talking yourself into something that's never going to happen.
might not happen, but it's got legs
took
now.
until 2:20 on March 7th for the Craigie to come around.
Tommy, please stop burping. But yes, it's got legs.
Look into my eyes when I say this to you. It's happening.
It's got legs.
And you're going to learn to love him. Because I know you don't like him,
I don't.
and I know it's difficult for
But
you.
you know what? I told you how I feel about quarterbacks I don't like. I treat them like airline pilots.
Yeah.
I may not like them, but I root for
There's
them.
no other choice.
That's it. That's right. That's right. Say, by the way, I feel the same way about presidents. I may not
Of
like
course.
you, but I'm rooting for you.
That should be every American.
Coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios. Hey, by the way, Tommy, could you do me a favor? Could you just check real quick if Ralph's is open in the city? It's after March 1st, and I'm pretty
think it
sure.
is.
I know Staten Island opened. I'm not sure if the city location opened. If it did, Evan's buying all of us Ralph's.
I'm in.
And I'll send Triple V to go get the ice cream as soon as he gets it.
No, I'll do it on Grubhub.
Oh, okay, cool. No
Yeah,
problem.
no problem. But thank you for offering the services of Triple V.
No problem.
We are tracking Woody Johnson's private plane, and I can tell you right now,
Are you?
it is flying. It's reached California. Looks like he's about, I'd say, 200 miles east of Los Angeles. So he's
that's,
on his way.
25 minutes. not
Figure
even,
he's going to
20
land
minutes.
in about a half hour, get off the plane, have a sandwich, and then meet with the Roger campaign.
They've probably had a sandwich on the plane and sushi and lobster tails and whatever else they wanted. The real question is Woody Johnson on the plane?
Yes.
He's almost got to be,
Yeah,
right?
I prefer he not be on the plane.
I agree
but
100% with that.
Well, here's what I would say to Woody. If you're going to be there, just don't talk. How about that idea? How about you sit there and just show dollar bills like you're the $1 million man, Ted DiBiase, and show all the money that you have, and let Saleh talk, and let Nathaniel talk, and let Joe Douglas talk. How about that?
I don't think Woody should go.
I agree with you, but if he's going to go...
He's not the selling point.
I agree.
Let the GM and the coach and the offensive coordinator, let them do their job and give them the full financial support.
Do you bring Joe Namath and have him remind
No,
him that
no.
12 is on the table, even though, like I've said weeks ago,
No.
Aaron Rodgers will not wear number 12. He will not do that. He will not besmirch Namath. He
No.
won't do it to the franchise.
I think if you're Aaron Rodgers, you wear number 7 so you could have a number 7 that wins. Just saying. Just putting it out there as a possibility.
Wow.
That's all. I mean, Kenny O'Brien never won.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
who you referring to?
I
Evan?
wasn't thinking of anybody.
It seems like you had somebody else. I was talking about Kenny. Kenny's my main man.